Vagina,
Popeye,
and
highlighters. Welcome to another episode of Velocity Chaos.
coming to you at the speed of sound. We are on the air at the Hexapod Soundhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. My name is Nick, and I am joined by my amazing, wonderful, one-of-a-kind co-host, Luke.
Thank you for having me here. I just want to introduce, before we get into everything else, the sizzling, spicy DJ Hot Sauce.
hey, thanks, fellas. Just trying to put my little bit of taste on everything today, you know?
Oh, we appreciate you doing that here. Nick, what do we got going on today?
Well, we are going to do a You Gotta See This, so I'm going to put something in front of you guys that you just have to check out. Then we're going to do our tried and true Buzzkill segment in the middle of the show, wrap it all up with How Does It Do That, where Luke's going to throw down a little enlightenment on us of our everyday world. But guys, it's going to be a good show. Episode 92, here we come. Just a reminder for our returning listeners and a note to our new friends, here at the Velocity Chaos Podcast, we explore the highest heights of human knowledge and the lowest depths of crude humor. Our mission is to tickle that pink thing between your ears and poke the frontal lobe, or sometimes just smash the laugh box. So hop in and buckle up for an infotainment ride across the airwaves.
And before we get into it, just a reminder to follow us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod and on Facebook. Also, drop us some stars on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review, some love on the Spotify, and toss us a sub on YouTube. You can always reach us at velocitychaospodcast@gmail.com. And we just want to thank each and every one of you for your support.
All right, here we go. As always, we're going to do a warm-up section on the show. Make the connection. It's just a tradition Luke and I have to get the brain juices. We have no brain juices around here. No brain juices. Brain juices flowing. Essentially, it's a word association exercise. DJ Hot Sauce is going to give us two words that are not hot and are not sauce. And we're going to have to connect them with other words in a predetermined amount of turns. He's going to roll the dice to get us there. So, DJ, take it away.
Hit him with them D6s. Ooh. It's a pretty good number. We have a 4 and a 2.
Ugh. All right, 6 turns. All right, we got 6 turns, not including the first word, to get from what 2 words?
Gentlemen, I'd like you to make the connection between coconuts and drag racing.
That's funny because I got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Well, show them.
Oh.
Not here. No. Later.
OnlyFans.
Right. Velocity Chaos Podcast. OnlyFans. Coconuts to drag racing in 6 turns, not including coconuts. Luke, coconuts.
Horses.
Races.
Competition.
Speedways.
Cars.
Drag racing.
Boom.
Ooh.
Wow. Fist bump for that one. That was slick. All right, cool.
I want to thank Monty Python for that horses reference.
The coconuts. Hey, man, whatever comes to your head's word association.
Yeah.
You just bring it in. All right, cool. We did it. Mission accomplished. And off to these races. We're on into our segments. The first segment we're going to do is a segment we call You Gotta See This. We will post all of the seeing in our show notes, things that we want you to take a look at. We promise nothing too gratuitous. In this week's version, we are going to do real life Popeye.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Jeff Dabe. All right, let me tell you. There's a story behind this, so I'm gonna hit you with it really quick. 30 seconds, right? I was at Mass, and we go to like a half-hour Mass on Sundays. It's great.
That's
like
nice.
90 minutes. Everyone else is like 90 minutes. Got to keep the people in the churches. This guy, it's like same with workouts. He's like, I'd rather people just come to church and do 30 minutes of church than have to feel like they're gonna do a full workout and only come once a year. So cancel their church membership. So anyway, we're in there. They're taking the tithe, right?
Yeah.
And this dude, no, they're doing communion. And this dude walks down with the body of Christ, right? And his hands are massive. Like they are like big as dinner plates, right?
Big mitts.
And I just could have body of Christ, boom, like right in your face. So I was like, throughout the week this week, I was curious, what are like the biggest hands in the world?
Yeah.
Jeff's aren't, but I stumbled across Jeff, and I think that was way more interesting than a whole segment or on the world's largest hands. We'll do that later. Anyway, Jeff Dabe, this is where it all came from.
So you met the world's largest Eucharist giver.
Yeah, the world's largest Eucharist giver. What we're going to talk about today is a champion arm wrestler, a family man, and a self-proclaimed Popeye. Essentially, Jeff Dabe, who is a man in his late 40s. He's from Minnesota. And from a genetic kind of something going on with his genes, he was born with like these incredibly like large arms. They're not disproportionate. They're not longer. They're just huge.
Yeah.
They're 20 inches around at the forearm.
Jesus. I'm looking at this video that you put in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had man arms as a baby.
Yes. So we'll post local news did a segment on him, and there's just like that cute black and white baby photo that everyone has, right? And it's just like his arms are just half of the frame.
Yeah, he had the anchor tattoo on his shoulder and everything. Like, geez.
His mother. And then he's like a teenager. Apparently he went to just some arm wrestling contest and like beat all the kids, slaughtered the kids. And then the dads were kind of like, you know what? I'm going to teach this kid a lesson. Beat all the dads. So they're not just for show. Like it's true muscle development in these arms.
Like a Hercules.
Yeah. In here, I posted a video. It goes into a little bit about Jeff's life. Like I said, he lives on a farm up in Minnesota. He's a simple man. And it's funny when he shows up to these arm wrestling tournaments, you got guys who are like decked out in like team jerseys and sponsorships. And he like shows up in like a t-shirt with like a Harley Davidson logo on it. Yeah. He's got a mustache, you see it in the video. And he's a nice guy, which is funny. It's like, I think part of this is just sheer intimidation factor, right? Like when he goes up there and he puts his elbow on the table, it's just like, boom, and that thing reaches out to you. You're like, I already lost.
That thing, he would crush your head if he wanted to. Just like the mountain, spoiler alert, Game of Thrones, just pick you up if you want, just place you wherever you want, like he's playing chess.
Little grape head.
You got to look out, man. Make sure he doesn't have any air valves, SpongeBob style, on those bad boys.
Oh, yeah.
He's just pumping them up.
Right. So the thing is, he shows up to these arm wrestling tournaments, and it's like I said, it's that intimidation factor. The more I got kind of deep into arm wrestling tournaments through this as well, and a lot of it is mental.
Yeah.
The thing is about Dave, I think because of his character and his kind of style, his personality, other guys are up there really like there's an attack they call it where you jerk your arm down to try to gain advantage in an arm wrestling tournament. But Dave is just like this very straightforward guy when he talks. He's a nice guy, simple. He just keeps pulling. Like, and you can see the other guy like get him down a quarter of the way, and Jeff's on his back foot. But then he just kind of like slowly muscles his way back, and it's just
he's got like a little wench just like turning.
Yeah.
And the guy can't do anything about it. That's like 15,000 pounds of force that he's putting on that thing.
Just breaks
making some guy's hand a pancake.
So the other thing you'll see in the nice news thing that they do, this news story, is Jeff's training ritual, right? I noticed this other thing. A lot of guys who go to these arm wrestling tournaments and a lot of the marketing around it are these huge muscle dudes who are just like shredded in the arms, right? Guys who are in the gym, guys who are just going, for the show. Jeff has kind of a hilarious training method, and it's just all homemade gear. It's like a homemade pulley system that just got weights like soldered to like a stick that's wired through a pulley in his house. And it's just him for like 90 minutes a day, just doing like those sideways, like fan, exercises on the pulley.
He goes hard on that Rocky method compared to Ivan Drago. That's all on high tech stuff,
Yeah. He's doing it. Well, it gets even better. He's got a bucket.
Okay.
He's got a bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket full of rice.
That's the thing. That's how martial artists do that.
You just put your hand in it and you got to squeeze the rice.
Yeah.
And that's it. He just does that for hours throughout the week.
It's nice to know that he actually does stuff to keep his arms strong rather than just being born with these massive arms. And he's actually continuing, like, because a lot of people are born with gifts of strength or intelligence, but then they won't further them. They'll just be like, okay, I'm good enough as it is, and then they have that low motivation. But this guy, at least, he's a farmer, so of course he has to work hard in his life. But yeah, he's actually working out, doing the rice and the stick pulls and
Does this guy have kids?
I don't know. I didn't really go into it.
I just picture him having like a Mickey from Rocky training him, but he's like short, but he's still got that like gritty emphysema voice. He's like, you gotta eat lightning and you gotta crap thunder. And he's like, Jesus, Jeff, we're going to an arm wrestling tournament. You gotta finish your homework.
Jeff is the funny thing is like he said he got into it from an early age, Luke, like you were talking about. He essentially was that arm wrestling tournament where he beat all the dads. They're like, well, we'll teach this kid a lesson. He blew through all the dads.
Phrasing.
He
So did Mrs. Jenny.
he just anyway, he beat all the dads, and he was like, oh, maybe this is my thing, right?
Yeah.
And so then he started training the forearms, really getting into it, building up the muscle underneath, and then just was like, this is my world. He's got a whole wall of just like medals and trophies and stuff like that. And for a simple guy from Minnesota, I guess it's been a gateway for him to see the world. He's traveled a lot with his wife. They've gone all over the U.S. and Canada to go to these tournaments, and it's just been a lot of fun. I posted some pictures in here of him holding some stuff. Holding beer, really, the important stuff. There's one of a bottle where it's just like unreal, like like him just at Applebee's, and the Bud Light is like shorter on the table than like his fist.
I never knew they made bottles that small.
Yeah, mini bottles. And then him holding a can. And the funny thing is the Aussies actually did a news piece about this. So they flipped the script on us.
American news.
Yeah, American news. Him holding a can is even funnier.
This is the coolest stories because, dude, I mean, like on a serious note, dude, this is the American dream. Like, you have a guy who's like probably an inspiration to many, like in his own right, but he's humble farmer, dude, hanging out, but like he doesn't. I mean, how much money do you actually make winning arm wrestling tournaments? He's probably it's a hobby, but like but he's probably like hometown hero. Could you imagine like coming home and you're the arm wrestling champion of your your home state? Like that's the American dream right there, dude.
Yeah, it's just Mr. America.
These I'm gonna detract a little here. Have you guys ever watched these arm wrestling competitions?
Yeah.
It's some of the most annoying things to watch. I mean, I know 100% of the competitors could kick my ass, but I'm going to say it right now. They're some of the slimiest competitors out there. Like, they're like whole body into it, like far away, like just trying to like slip out so they like can like if they're feeling something wrong with whatever the turn, and it's like it's just so.
It's not straight up.
Yeah, it's not straight up. It's slimy.
Yeah, I think in the like amateur circuit, but once you start getting up there, I mean, there are rules. I've looked it up. Like, and there are two refs, not one ref. There's two.
Yeah, and they got to bring the belt in and
strap it up.
I mean, if you got to play by the same rules and both of you can lean and do all that shenanigans, like I mean, I remember you're at the lunch table in school. And it's like, hey man, no pulling. I want straight up. Like you got to keep your arm underneath. Yeah, you got to be straight up and down. It's all arm. But these guys are throwing whole body into it. But I mean, I guess they're both doing it. So
yeah. I don't know what the rules are on where your body is, but there are specific rules like your elbow can't leave the mat and that sort of thing. Yeah. The funny thing is the second video that I put in here of Dave just totally freaking ripping people off. Like the first thing he does is like wave to the guy. He's like, no, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
That makes it even worse.
It's like the size of someone's leg. Jeez.
The second wrestle he does in the show or in the clip, like you can see the guy like trying to yank on the arm.
Yeah.
And Jeff's just like
That's the one I saw. I'm like, that was like, come on, dude, relax. Like, yeah, he's like so far into it. Like, he's like, I don't know. It just bothers me of like, they're obviously trying to like squirm out of like just get any sort of advantage, and they just can't do it.
The one thing I do love about this sport, though, is when you beat a guy, you're face to face with it.
Yeah.
And you can see it sometimes with Jeff. Like, he's like looking at that guy, and he's just like, gotcha.
Got him good.
Some of these dudes, you can tell, are crying. I don't like the guys who are swearing and like talking during the match. Like, son of a bitch. Anyway, worth a look. Jeff Dabe, love that guy. I'm a fan. I mean, I'll watch him wrestle anytime he wants. I heard his life saying, like, one last thing. His life's motto is, I yarm what I yarm.
Oh my God.
He's just accepted his body, and that's the way it goes.
Put that on a T-shirt.
You know, I'm sure Jeff has to eat a lot, particular diet to keep himself in shape, which, you know, makes a lot of sense. But you know what else makes a lot of dollars? The goods. That's right, the goods. The main ingredient in the stuff. You can now have the goods right at your very own fingertips without having to go through the stuff to get it. The goods are exactly what you'd expect them to be: high quality, refined, and never touched by human hands until they get to you. The goods have more beneficial properties per capita than any other known water-soluble powder known to anyone that knows anything about anywho that lives just about anywhere. Get your hands on the goods today, and at checkout, remember to use the code VCPOD25 for a free 25-day side travel pack of the goods. That's VCPOD25, so you can get the goods in your hands tomorrow, today. This is not an actual product service idea, just in case you thought it was. It's not. If there is something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation, offer no judgment on the actual product, service, or idea.
And that will take us right into our big segment of the day. Buzzkill. We got 20 minutes coming up of random topics generated by DJ Hot Sauce coming at you. We will talk about a topic for between 20 seconds or a few minutes, and then this sound will cut us off. And DJ Hot Sauce will give us a new topic. DJ Hot Sauce, what's in the hopper today?
All right, fellas, I'd like to get you started. Your subject today is pinball machines.
Pinball wizard.
Yeah.
Deaf, dumb, blind kid, just he sure plays a mean game of pinball.
What's your favorite version of pinball? What's your favorite?
Space Cadet.
Yeah, you don't like to actually press the buttons. Well, you like keyboard buttons, but you don't like the side
or shift.
Yeah, shift. No, that was fun. Unlimited quarters on that one.
Yeah.
No, but do you have a favorite that you like to play?
I couldn't say. I guess the one that I reached top score at that one bar in Cleveland, or not top score, top 10.
Yeah, was that South Park? Did you do that?
Yeah, I think it was South Park. Yeah.
That's your favorite machine because it's got your name on it because you beat the record. That to me would be like making it. Either you made a film or you were in a band and you're like, guys, do you want to do a pinball machine? I freaking made it. That's what I would think immediately, that I've made it when they want to do a pinball machine. After
Velocity Chaos Pinball.
Bro, don't even
right out the middle.
me.
Buzzkill.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa. That was just the sound effect of your pinball machine.
Yeah.
That's when you put the quarter in.
Yep.
Your subject is
Totally tubular.
Tubular, dude. Favorite movie. One of my favorite movies is actually Surf's Up.
Oh, they're gonna say Surf Ninjas.
Either one, interchangeable in my opinion.
Point Break.
Short little guys like surfing around, same thing. Penguins or kids, whatever you want. Dude, surfing is hard. Surfing is one of those sports where if you've never really done it and then you go out and try it, you learn that you have muscles you didn't know existed. Because when you come in after 30 minutes, you're just like, why is like the middle of my back like 8 inches down just not, like I can't move my arm. Like it hurts.
That scapula, bro.
The scapula.
Flex it.
I can feel it now. Like it makes me like throw my shoulders back now because when you do it, and it's so
I guess because you're lifting up on that board. It's like a tight
and the lower back.
Yeah.
Your lower back is just like, hello there, my name's Lower Back, and I'm here to ruin your day. Hang loose, because I'm not.
So, yeah, surfing was always one of those ones that was like, I wish I could do that, but we don't live near that.
You could do it on Lake Erie in the wintertime, but that can't be fun at all.
I can't imagine.
That's just masochistic.
Yeah.
So people out there.
Psychos that do those polar plunges.
Yeah. Surfing is great. I mean, there's particular places in the world to do it. Cleveland's not one of them. I think you got to be born into it. You got to be born at a coastline. But
Probably West Coast at least. I don't think Atlantic's good for.
It's tough. Yeah. Broken up waves and stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend it if you're under 35. Give it a try.
Yeah.
If you're older than that, it's not worth it.
And there's probably Disney movies made about it.
Not yet.
There wasn't. No.
Johnny Tsunami.
Yeah. So, you got the kid that comes in from Hawaii or something probably, or out of town, and he gets made fun of, but then he gets challenged to surfing.
And like Jeff, he realizes he's good at something that other people didn't expect him to be. And he just uses his natural ability of surfing, translates it over to snowboarding, and he's a genius.
Where are those movies where like the new kid comes, but then, the nerd kid's like, oh, this is my chance to make a friend. And he starts making a friend, but then the jocks come and they start beating up the nerd. And then the new kid's like, yeah, that dude is a dweeb, and starts beating up on the nerd too. And then
he's like, I'm accepted here now.
I am part of the jocks. Let's go surf.
The alternate outcome of High School Musical.
Yeah, what they should all be.
Your subject is professional soccer.
Football.
Or soccer.
There's a Dr. Pepper ad recently. I don't know if you saw it, but it's played during NFL games, and it's all the people. They walk through the woods. They find a carousel with all these coaches on it, football coaches, and one guy gets up, and they're all like in their visors and like their headgear and their polos, and then one guy gets off in a suit, and he's like, it's football. And they're like, no, man, you got the wrong ball. And he's like holding a football, like a soccer ball. He's like, no, it's football. And they're like, no, you got the wrong ball. And then he looks at the Dr. Pepper. He's like, Dr. Pepper. And he's like, yeah, you can have it. He's like, hey, I got the wrong ball. I don't know what he says, but it was like Dr. Pepper Zero or whatever. And it's just like they're the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And it's like,
tastes the same. It's
like funny on the outside, but then you're like racist.
Your subject is the Mandela effect.
Oh, we talked about that
segment, whatever, and episode, whatever.
Yeah, remember that thing that happened at that one time?
Yeah,
totally didn't. It was totally different than what you remembered.
Is Manwich a Mandela effect?
Maybe.
I think Manwich is the Mandela effect, where everyone in the world thinks that there's meat inside a Manwich can. But really, it's just Luke and DJ and I. We think there's meat in a Manwich can.
So we found out it's just sauce. It's just sauce in there.
And then you start looking at it. And Sloppy Joe's sauce.
Yeah, they're liars.
Just add meat. And you're like, I ain't got time to read a label. If you put a picture on it, I'm going to assume whatever the picture is supersedes all of the text on this can.
Yeah, it should definitely be larger, like saying that it's just sauce.
Yeah.
Your subject is roller coasters.
Oh my gosh. I play my trap card, roller coasters. The fastest, most exciting things on the planet. There's nothing faster, nor, I already said it, more exciting than roller coasters.
Roller coasters are an up and down conversation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And they're a thrill. Don't get me wrong, they're a thrill. Yeah. Hair raising at sometimes these conversations about roller coasters, but in many ways they make me sick. I mean, I'm just queasy at the end of them.
Are you?
Your subject is Amnesia.
What were we just talking about?
I don't know. It was probably something about tracks. I think we were talking about trains.
Like the choo-choos.
Yeah, the choo-choos going on. How thrilling trains are. Mandela effect. Nope. It was roller coasters. Gotcha.
Mandela effect. That's what I remember. I remember talking about Nelson Mandela. Wasn't his brother Morgan Freeman? I can't remember.
I think so.
Yeah.
We have no proof
they did a movie
to
together.
dispute that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they?
Maybe Nelson Mandela is Morgan Freeman.
These are the questions. There's a game called Amnesia where you wake up in the morning and you just don't remember anything.
Is there?
No, I don't know.
Why bring up Amnesia?
I'm not sure.
Just rang a bell. Something.
Do you want to do a podcast someday?
We should do a podcast. But like what kind of format?
I don't know. Maybe
we could talk about roller coasters.
I think roller coaster would be a good segment.
Yeah. Like the whole show should be about roller coasters.
Yeah.
Mandela effect maybe.
What if we took like a headline from the news and then but we didn't read the article and then we like pitched a movie based on that?
That would be cool.
I think I'd like
It'd be hard, but it'd be cool.
Yeah.
You think people would have to give us like props, like credit to do it, like, you know, because that's hard.
That's very difficult.
Yeah.
At least some. We could throw that one on the tracks, see what's up.
Yeah. Let it ride itself out.
Yeah.
Go down the hill.
We could also. This is like proprietary thinking right now. I haven't seen anyone else do this. Like just random topics.
Yeah.
Just with a random timer.
Yeah.
And then we can get one of our buddies.
But if you're like really cooking on it and you're like feeling good about a topic and then you get interrupted, that'd be a real buzzkill.
I like that name.
Yeah?
That's a good name.
That's what we could call it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. And then we can have like an air horn. Like that.
Your subject is chemistry.
Mix and match, baby.
That's right. Dump stuff in there. Watch it explode.
I love the periodic table. Like it's just like magnesium abbreviation is like Z4.
Do you frequently browse it or is it every once in a while?
Well, the wife is taking chemistry right now as a prereq.
Okay, so she's more of a frequent table. You're more periodically.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It is interesting. Yeah. How do they get their letters?
They just had to make it up on the fly. Whatever your favorite letter is.
Peanut butter.
As long as it wasn't taken. Peanut butter's got to be.
What's PB?
That's the obvious one, right? That's the obvious choice.
Yeah. It's a heavy one. It's heavy.
It's heavy. It's thick. It's a thick substance. What's your favorite element?
Oxygen.
Yeah?
Yep.
Why?
Because I can breathe it. It's number 8.
You can breathe a lot of the other stuff. Different outcome.
It gets me high. And it's explosive. Not explosive. It's flammable.
Yeah. I like plutonium is one of my favorite words to say. Plutonium. It's
but
just
is
like,
it one of your favorite elements?
Nah.
No, just to say it.
No,
It makes you sound smart.
Yeah.
Uranium.
Uranium.
If you throw plutonium and uranium in a sentence, people are like, that guy, either he's a mad scientist or he's pretty damn smart.
Pretty damn smart.
No in between.
Cobalt. I think cobalt is an element.
Programming platform.
Yeah. Chemistry band. I think we have some pretty good chemistry.
Yeah.
Doesn't acknowledge it.
I
don't give a shit about your feelings.
There you go. There's your chemistry for you.
We're like not.
Copper
soluble.
burns green.
Your subject is ball pits.
There's a cesspool of my childhood.
I love how innocent you are when you go into the ball pit of life.
Yeah.
But how traumatized you come out of the ball pit of life.
It's like a whole birthing process.
It's like you're in the womb of mysticism.
Yeah. It's just surrounded by a bunch of atoms. It is like a circle of life. It is.
Is it a metaphor for young boys when
I think
they're in
so.
there just surrounded by balls, other balls that aren't yours?
Yep. Hands on balls.
Germs.
Throwing balls.
Germy balls.
Mouth to balls.
And you have to like swim your way out of it.
Yep.
To survive.
And then your mom calls and then you emerge. You emerge from the ball
From
pit.
the ball pit.
You're sweating and screaming.
Your subject is the afterlife.
That's like reverse ball pit.
Yeah.
The afterlife is like reverse ball pit. It's like the tube that you go
It's,
into.
it's a slide.
It's a slide. Reverse slide.
We'll go slide one more time.
Yeah.
What happens though? We don't know. That's
I hope something happens. The
yeah.
one thing that I really don't want to accept ever is that it's just over. That to
Yeah.
me is so lame.
Yeah, I agree. That would
That's the one thing I don't want.
Just cuts off.
Those are the only guys I want to put in the corner. Those are the only people who aren't allowed to talk at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Everyone else, come with your ideas.
What if it is? What if it is? You see the light. Everyone talks about.
What is it is?
What is it is? What if everyone talks about seeing the light, and it's just as soon as you're dead, you're just face out of a new vagina into a new life.
Into a new ball pit.
New ball pit. Yeah.
That would be wild.
If that's all it is, it's just these circles.
I'd have to double check. How do you explain it though? Back like 200 years when the amount of birth rates didn't match the accelerated death rate.
It just keeps jumping. I don't know.
You gotta wait in line.
Well, that's when you go to animals and stuff here, that kind of reincarnation. Or is it, is there an afterlife where it's like, it kind of just hang around in purgatory for a while, and then after like a few thousand years or 100 years or dozen years, like you're like, okay, and then God's like, all right, number 25,923, whatever, and then you're like, oh, that's me, and then all right, you're getting
good playing poker with you guys.
Yeah, going back in there.
You're collecting all your tokens, like putting them into your sack and going into the room, and they're like, we're here to evaluate, your life, and you're like, you put the sack on the table, you're like, I would love it if you just looked at my report in a really positive light, and they're like, you're trying to bribe us right now, and you're like, no, Jesus, this is not a bribe, this is a gift from me to you that I just won in the purgatory, roulette
slots.
Yeah. It's just a gift from me to you.
Yeah,
gift from me to you.
Just says my little token of appreciation.
But if I could have a running line of credit for the rest of eternity, that would be spanking.
If you can make the next 78 years pretty carefree, I would not mind it.
Your subject is hostage situations.
You ever want to be in a hostage situation?
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Think about it all the time.
Think about it. Just like, what would you do? I don't know. I'd probably just sit there and be like, okay.
You got me, man. I am a pacifist.
Yeah.
That's when you go, I'm a pacifist.
When do we get pizza? You need a wheelman? You ask for a bulletproof vehicle. I'll be your wheelman.
Hey, I am a damn good caddy.
Yeah.
You're going to need somebody when you're out in that Acapulco golf course with all your money you're stealing right now, and you're just like, I have no idea how to read this green. Hey, this guy, 4 summers on a golf course in high school, okay?
You could tell a grade.
Bro, you could be PGA if you wanted to reform.
That's got to be, you're just going to the bank or wherever. Well, I mean, most of the time it's the bank, right? That's what we've been programmed to believe. It's the bank. Yeah. You're just going to the bank, trying to deposit, maybe take out $20 just so you can, pay your gas bill or something, or buy a pizza. But then you end up getting pizza for free. It's a win-win.
I feel like hostage situations, you got to read the room, right? Yeah. If you're not a good comedian, like, you're screwed. If you can't read the room, you're done. You gotta say, are these Keanu and Patrick Swayze, who are just pretty boys who just need some cash for the weekend party on the beach? Or are these like the freaking Joker clown guys?
Yeah.
And once you figure out where you are on that spectrum, you can either make a move or you can just wait for the pizza to get there.
I think the goal is to not look like a threat at all. So I think I fit the bill pretty well. Like, oh, he's just some tall, lanky, skinny dude. He's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right.
Correct.
I am scared all the time. Afraid of my own shadow sometimes.
What was that?
What was that?
They're like, oh, this guy's crazy. We got to put him down.
Oh, shoot. Too far.
Yeah, I guess, how do you look scared? I guess, I don't know. I feel like I don't like to wait around, and I don't like to negotiate with terrorists. So, I'm a real American.
The greatest game ever played.
Oh, greatest game ever played. That was, I think, one of Shia LaBeouf's best movies. Is that not what you're talking about?
No, I'm just surprised that you actually made a film reference. Out of all the games in the world that I was picturing you slotting into that comment, I did not imagine that you would actually pick a film, know who the lead actor was, and know what it was about.
Yeah, he played alongside Will Smith in that one, right? The golf movie. It's Shia LaBeouf versus Will Smith.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf broke into a bank and held up Will Smith. Yeah. Will Smith gave him the whole caddy pitch, and then it was all fun and games from there.
No, that was a good movie.
I agree with you. No, the greatest game I ever played was solid.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Bagger Vance?
Oh, that was Will Smith. No, I'm talking about the Shia LaBeouf one.
No, it was good. It was good. That was right before he really kind of turned on the
Psycho, crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also taught me how not to play golf. Don't try to chip shot your shot over the guy's ball.
Oh, right.
Let him putt first.
Yeah. Can you mark your ball, please?
Yeah. No, that was great. Greatest game ever played. I mean, it refers to just that round of golf, right? Because
I think so.
There are other games that I find more fun than golf.
Yeah. Disc golf.
Anything we got to put something in a hole, you know?
No, but what is the greatest game ever played? Is that
D&D.
D&D, Dungeons and Dragons? Because he could be anything.
Mario
Twins.
Super Smash Brothers.
That's a good one. World of Warcraft. Some might say.
Your subject is Mario Kart.
Didn't say it, but I was
thought
about
we had
to.
amnesia, not clairvoyancy.
Mario Kart, what's your favorite one?
Definitely 64.
Okay, I was going to say there's only one right answer. And
Mandela effect. Everyone thinks 64 is the best one.
nah, you got some prepubescent nerds out there that probably think, the Switch.
Look at with my Switch, I can do this and that and that. You're like, shut up. Look at this.
Like,
look at this.
play me on Wario Stadium. Try me on Wario Stadium. I dare you.
Or the skyscraper battle arena where you could fall in the pit in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh man. Dude, I don't know what about it. The charm, the pixelation, it's one of those games. It's the perfect blend of like refined skill set and not too complicated. I felt everything after Double Dash was just getting way too like what's going on.
Even Double Dash was like this is a little heavy.
But then they tried to simplify it again on the Wii and on the Switch, and it just didn't have the same. The mechanics just were still a little too vague. Where like in 64, it is what it is.
That's all it is.
Math. You take that turn the right way, you win. You don't do it the right way, you lose.
Yep.
And I know people who were like that. If you didn't do it the right way one time, they beat you.
That's me.
Princess Peach all over the place. People just racing Peach.
Just cruising Peach.
Yeah.
And that translated, you guys saw it to me on the go-kart track.
Oh yeah, dude. All that time logged.
That was great. That was great. I know DJ Hot Sauce is upset about it. I'm glad we could bounce all those off the wall. And you know what else I've been bouncing off the wall here a little bit? Yeah, ball. That's right, ball. I bounce ball bounces. It comes right back to me. Ball is a state-of-the-art sphere that when given enough velocity will bounce off of a surface. That's right, ball bounces. Ball will bounce. And if you haven't seen it for your own eyes, you will probably not believe me, but you should believe me because that is what ball does. Why would I lie to you about that? It would be ludicrous if ball didn't bounce. Of course ball bounces. Look at that. Bam. Let me show you. I just bounced it. See, I swear. Get your palms on ball today at your local ball retailer and at checkout mention Velocity Chaos Podcast for a free weird look from your cashier. This is not an actual product, service, or idea. Just in case you thought it was, it's not. If there is something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation, offer no judgment on the actual product, service, or idea. All right, that is going to take us into our How Does It Do That segment about highlighters. That's right. You guys, everyone has their favorite markers of choice or marking material. Sometimes you just underline with a red pen, maybe throw in a blue pen or something, try to be cool and extravagant or elegant or exotic. But they have come up with something, a marker that, that's not going to cover up your reading material, but it's gonna pop it from the paper. That's right, highlighters.
Hell yeah.
How do they do that?
How does it highlight?
How does the light high? How does that light get high like that?
How's it so high?
How is it so? That is the question. And I was thinking about. It was one of those late night thoughts, like, what? How do they get the translucency, but also the brightness, like, and to not cover it up? Like, that's just neato. That's just neato.
Neato.
So highlighters, what do they do? What do they make? They got they got the outer shell, their plastic thing, and then they got the inside, which is it's made out of, if I would have put it in here correctly, but it's a what are those polyester? It's a polyester inside that they get in. So let's get into the chemical compounds of highlighters here real quick. And so you have fluorescein. So fluorescent, fluorescein is the chemical that you can find in highlighters, and that is the one that's brighter. That's what makes them bright to begin with.
Okay.
So when you hear fluorescent, it's gonna be a shiny, hurt your eyes kind of color.
Yeah.
Your yellows and oranges, pinks, and greens at times. You got the blues and the.
So
not as well.
fluorescein is the thing that makes it lighter?
That makes it so the thing with the fluorescein or the fluorescent ink is it absorbs more light and it reflects more light.
Ah.
So other lights, they'll just absorb it and then make it dull. It's like, okay, that's that color.
Yeah.
But the fluorescent, it actually reflects more light, which is why highlighters, it's made with that fluorescein, and it that's why they seem to glow. And in like black lights and stuff, there's a whole kind of little rabbit hole. I didn't get too much into it.
I get it now. I get it now. Because black light, it's ultraviolet, so it's a lower frequency.
Yeah.
So when it hits fluorescein, which is reflecting more light, it's brighter than anything else around it.
Exactly. Yeah. It has to do with the UVs.
That's what makes highlighter parties so fun.
Yeah.
Dude. DJ Hot Sauce knows all about the highlighter parties.
Quick
if
little,
you know what I mean.
yeah, if you know what you mean.
Yeah, hit me up, Akron University.
DJ Hot Sauce at velocitycastbox@gmail.com. Did you know? Here's a little tidbit. Fluorescent ink is also used to make construction equipment, cones, and safety vests. So there
Wait,
you
you're
go.
going to go through all these other
Yep.
chemicals? Okay.
Yeah, so we have pyranine. It's and then I'll just go through the triphenylmethane, rhodamine, xanthine, and coumarin.
Oh,
So this is safe to eat, right?
Oh yeah, this stuff is great. This is actually, they said if 13% of your daily dose of vitamins. No, I'm kidding about that. No, if you do eat it, here I did have a tidbit about that. If you do happen to ingest,
He was ready for me.
I was ready.
How about that chemistry?
Are highlighters toxic to humans? Highlighters are made with chemicals, so it may be dangerous to ingest the ink. If your child, your pet accidentally consumes any toxic materials, reach out to Poison Control at 1-800-222-1222. That's right.
Poison control's got to be the easiest job in the world. You show up 20 minutes later, you just look at the person, what they eat, and you hold up the highlighter, and you're like, not gonna make it.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna do? Like, pump their stomach right there?
That's all you say. Yeah, just pump their.
You show up. Oh, thanks for calling us. He's definitely poisoned. I'll call 911.
Yeah.
Dude, my mom used to be a nurse, and homegirl's old school, bro.
Sure.
She goes, pump your stomach. Nuh-uh. Give me 2 liters of ginger ale. Let's go. And dude, that's how they used to make you do it back in the day.
That's how they pump your stomach.
House ginger ale until it all came back up. Man.
Ginger ale is like the secret like elixir of the world.
It is.
It's
Ginger's magical.
they have to dilute it to keep it from being so magical.
It's actually on the periodic table of elements. It's
Ginger.
GA.
Yeah.
It's just Jesus's face, 2 thumbs up.
That's like when I get sushi, I love those little ginger strips.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're great. Just fucking down those.
Just go to the restaurant for those.
Yeah. Can I just have a whole bowl of ginger?
Sorry, I'd like 2 orders of ginger strips.
Yeah.
Do you want any sushi? Nah.
No, that's just expensive.
That'll
Give me-
be $2.
12 sides of ginger strips.
The wife gets like an order of like $30 sushi, and it's like 2.5 rolls, and like you get $2 worth of ginger. I'm good.
Yeah, great. I'm great. I'm not going to be nauseous for a month.
Check out this breath.
Pyranine. It's a chemical compound primarily used to make yellow highlighters. So that's what pyranine. The one I couldn't say,
Triphenylmethane.
triphenylmethane, I think.
Bro, look at this. Hey,
Hey, you help me.
you're the guy who could pronounce floxinoxynihabilification. So
That's right.
Once you get that down, you can do it's basically Harry Potter wand for
That's right.
Retus Cafunctus.
So you can't go wrong using a highlighter made from triphenylmethane, and it will produce a blue ink that stands out in your notes or textbooks. Then you have rhodamine. Rhodamine is a chemical used to make dye paper and ink. It's mixed with triphenylmethane to create pink or purple highlighters. So that's more of a reddish hue. First one, yellow, the triphenylmethane is a blue. Xanthine is another kind of yellow-orange. Xanthine, which is a yellowish color. Excellent chemical used in highlighters mixed with another chemicals known as coumarin to create orange ink. And coumarin, it's totally colorless, and it has a vanilla aroma.
They use coumarin for tacos, right?
Yeah, a little bit of coumarin in there. Pop, pop, pop.
Vanilla.
Don't put coumarin in your tacos.
All of a sudden,
It's
you
just
got
cumin.
disco tacos.
Yeah, if you want to take your tacos to Black Night, at
Man, I
bowling,
am high off of these tacos, man.
Cosmic bowling.
Cosmic
There's coumarin
tacos.
tacos.
Why do these tacos smell like vanilla, man? It's crazy.
These dessert tacos, man.
Tastes like vanilla.
Man, you got that choco taco thing going on.
How they make churros, bruh.
So yeah, those. Excuse me. Coming up, that's mixed with xanthine, not xanthine, to create orange. So a little mix there of all your colors. Excuse me, it's coming up back up. So how are they made here? It gives you a little 12-step process. I'm going to take you guys through the 12-step process, not the one you're thinking about for AA, but this is the highlighter 12-step process. I'm going to jump through this. I'm not going to go through all 12, but basically they create the tube, and then they use the polyester. So once the tube's created, they store that in a tub bin, whatever color. Then they get the polyester chunks, bits, make that into the fabric. That's
Shape
the
it.
tip. Yeah, just the tip of polyester.
Just the tip. They shove that tip right in the freaking tube.
Hell yeah!
Shove it right in.
Then they push that into the clear pen barrels.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
Love
yeah, I
it.
know. I knew you'd like that. Then the chemist comes in. This is around step 6. They drop concentrated amount of dye into the beaker in a beaker of water. The water contains humectant, which allows the ink to retain its moisture for an extended period
You're
of time.
telling me that there's some guy's job out there who just walks in like a big ass, like, oh, I am so freaking important in this highlighter factory, and I got this little syringe, and I'm just like, bloop, 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 because you just said they drop it in. So his job is just to pipette that whole thing.
Yep.
That's his job.
I know
That's your
other
next, like,
people's jobs that
6 figures a year.
it's just to turn footballs inside out.
Hey, man. Professional NFL linemen, current duty linemen cannot do that.
Yeah.
So you don't go messing.
Then they use a metal probe to measure the thickness of the ink. It's got to be just right in order for it to be used to seep into the tip. So it's not
The right firmness. The tip's got to be the right
Yep.
firmness to enter into the tube.
Oh, you know what the highlighter tip or nib, as they might call it. So in case you needed that on some sort of
Or the head.
trivia.
I've heard they call it the head.
Yeah, some people call it that. Some people just call it the tip. Ink will flow out of this piece, and then you put the caps on the conveyor belt. Bang, bang, boom. Ready to ship to the people of the world out there. How do you store them? Upside down, probably the best.
So the ink flows to the top of the highlighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Confunctus.
Redis confunctus.
Yeah. That's basically it in a nutshell. I had a couple of.
I actually appreciate that tip. Just really quick to highlight the tip. Highlight the tip about highlighters, store them head down, tip down, because it helps just keep the thing wet.
Yeah.
Keeps the tip wet.
Keeps the nib moist.
The head down to keep it moist. No, it's serious because I never knew if you should do it up so that the ink stays in there, preserves
Gravity
it.
comes in.
But then it won't come out because
it's dry. Yep. Then you flip it over.
Okay.
Question: how much ink is in a highlighter? How many milliliters?
About the same as
Can I get a
an
number?
ejaculation.
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Who's
say-
is the question?
8 mil.
Ooh, 8 milliliters, close. And you have ejaculation.
Which is like at least 7 milliliters.
At least 7.
13 mil.
10 milliliters, 0.33 ounces of ink. It'll give you approximately 50,000 words you can highlight before you have to worry about it drying up. Do highlighters fade? That's the question. Do highlighters fade?
That's a lot more than the average ejaculation, which I just Googled, which is between 1.5 and 5 milliliters.
Hey, look at that. We're learning all sorts of things on this podcast. No, most highlighters will not fade over time. That's
Really?
yeah.
They'll
when
last till the end. Huh?
Once it's there, it's there.
once it's there, like once it's on the page, it's You look at stuff that's highlighted. Bam, it's still sitting there.
I lied.
So you'd say it stains it,
I suppose it could stain. Yeah,
like staining sheets.
yeah, yeah. If that's what you're doing with your filling.
With my highlighters. With the head of my highlighter. Got it.
Yeah, just the tip, the nib.
Nib.
Just the nib.
Just the nib.
I mean, that's all I got for you guys on this bad boy. But it's all the fluorescein in the colors.
The Florician. The Trifenamha thing.
Don't be a hero, mate. You look after your mates, and your mates will always look after you. Yeah, cheers.
All right, we are going down to the land down under, where we are going to check in with our Aussie friends. This is Aussie News, a segment that we do on every single episode of the Velocity Chaos podcast without fail because it is one of our favorites. It's a way for us to commune with our Australian brethren and sisterin down there in the great island nation. Essentially, what we do is we just pick a headline that piques our fancy and we go from there. This one, very important news, breaking news, if you would. Red-bellied black snake with its head stuck in a beer can found by Hayfield man. Guys, this snake was just chilling on a Saturday afternoon in Victoria, cracking open a cold VB, not a Foster's, a VB, and just hanging out. I'm gonna ask. They went in and the Hayfield man who found the snake, Brian Gell. Mr. Gell felt bad for the snake and called an animal carer, which is what I believe to be a ranger or naturalist in Australia, essentially their version of it. And they saved the snake, but he was quoted by the news. And I'm gonna have DJ Hot Sauce, who's just got an uncanny similar voice to Mr. Gell. Read some of these quotes.
I wasn't any Steve Irwin or anything like that. I just gradually went over to it, and I could see a can near the snake, and I thought, that snake's got his head in a can. I mean, it's just me, the lawnmower, and the snake.
And that was Brian Gell with us, just reporting on what happened in that backyard that day in Victoria. Good news is snake made it out. The carer, the animal carer, aka ranger, essentially they were able to poke a hole. Mr. Gell poked a hole in the can, let the snake breathe enough, and then finally the carer was able to kind of free the snake. So it went off into the wilderness and survived, procreated, and had a lot of snake babies. So that's it. The Australians, man, always doing good deeds, getting good deeds done.
That's what I like to do after I get my head stuck in a can for a while.
A beer can,
Yeah,
you know?
just go out into the world and procreate.
That's what you got to do when you have a couple beers.
Gotta get the nib out there, because that just, I mean, in life, when you're stuck in a bad place for a while, it might not be that bad, or maybe you're stuck on a roller coaster for a while, and you're just going round and round until that go-kart, person waves the checkered flag, and you know that you're going to be done for the greatest game of ever played, of hostage situation is what we like to call it, because did they put you there against your will and just had you race hour after hour? Or maybe you're stuck in a pinball machine like in Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah, I remember that show that they had a pinball episode. Or you could be stuck in a tube. That's right, tubular, and not an actual tube, but you're surfing and caught in the wave, the tubes of life. And that just, if you don't have the mitts, if you don't have the big forearms, the giant hands to tackle what's in front of you, you might not be able to wreck it, and you might forget why you have these giant hands in the begin with. And you're wondering why am I in this ball pit? Why? Are these balls being used for chemistry? We got 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. Oh my God, there's so much water here in the afterlife. I don't know what's happening. And it's like, oh, hold on, just use 10 milliliters. That's what's gonna moisten your nib, and that thing's gonna last forever, baby, if you treat it right. Woo, woo. Here we are We're going to pull in the train into the recommendation station. This is the part of the show where Nick and I want to leave you with something you could take with you every single day of your life, or maybe some day of your life, and you're like, maybe I should try that out. It'll help me out in this current situation, or it won't, and you'll know what not to pick. So this is where we give you anything. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but what I want to recommend to you guys are pens, Tul Pens. I love these pens. These have become my favorite pen over the last couple of years. I do a lot of writing up service tickets for work. I've gone through 2 just this year alone.
Whoa.
So that's a lot of writing.
A whole pen?
Yeah, whole pen, all ink going.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, but 2 across the whole year. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. More than
It's
a
like
college student.
More than a what?
More than a college student. No, I like these. I got the two different ones. I got the gel pen and I got the ballpoint ones, and they both, to me, they feel so smooth when I'm writing. I like the feel of them. They're a little girthier than some of the other pens, so I feel like it holds a little better in the hand.
Yeah.
It gives you, it's a good hand feel. Nice rubber grip, metal tip. Solid clicking feel to it. I just like it through and through.
A metal pocket grip. Typically
the
that's
clip.
plastic and the clip breaks off. I hate that.
Yeah,
So that's a nice feature right there.
yeah.
Wow, man. These
But-
are nice.
Bought some for the studio, because Nick was complaining about the pen situation.
I was writing with like the insert in a pen.
Yeah.
Finally, I've upgraded. I'll never go back. Tul Pens. What do you prefer, gel or ink?
That's tough. I like them both. I ran through a gel one. I think I'm going to try out the ballpoint one. The ballpoint actually felt a little smoother to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it out here.
I'm left-handed, so whichever one doesn't smudge.
Probably the ballpoint probably be less smudgy. I would imagine.
I like the feel of the gel, though.
I don't know. Yeah, left-handed. You guys, devil writing with the getting all
Smudging.
smears. You tell me. You tell me.
Smearing. I'll go with the gel for now. We'll see
Yeah.
how that goes. Well, that does it for us on the 92nd episode of the Velocity Chaos podcast. It has been a fun one. We've had a great time with you all. Thanks for riding with us. And DJ Hot Sauce, thank you for being here.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me. It's always a good time, hanging out, making it spicy.
It's always spicy with you around. You got that right. Well, guys, we really appreciate you riding with us. We're on our way to 100 episodes. It's going to be a blast when we get there and a blast past it. But, hey, if there's anything you want us to cover on the show that we haven't covered already, or just ideas, or just complaints, or just praise, especially that last one, be sure to hit us up across the social medias and at velocitychaospod@gmail.com. Is it pod or podcast?
Podcast.
velocitychaospodcast@gmail.com. All right, we'll see you out there. Guys, this is Nick. Thank you so much for being here. Whatever you do and wherever you are in life, know that we are here ready to hang with you on the airwaves. This is Nick signing off.
And this is Luke signing off. Thank you guys for being here for this spicy episode. Leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice. It'll help us out immensely. Tell a friend too. Tell your old lady neighbor next door. Be like, hey, I thought you might like the Velocity Chaos podcast. And she'll be like, yeah, get out of here, you nerd, with your loud music and your loud cars and your loud dogs. Anyways. Thank you guys, and like we always say, if you got big hands, you should probably try arm wrestling. Have a good one.
Thank you for tuning in to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. We upload new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Be sure to subscribe and rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. Interact with us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod or on Facebook and YouTube at Velocity Chaos Podcast. We are grateful for your time and hope you enjoyed it here. Please tell a friend, and thank you once again.